What up investors, it's your boy Dayo. Welcome to Frunkla Investment, where I talk about Bionano Genomics on a daily basis. From Sunday to Sunday, I try to post at least one video. Always do your own due diligence. Don't sue me, bro. Let's get to it.
So this is going to be a very sad video. Okay, we are going to talk about Bionano Genomics loss. So I made a video a couple of hours ago, like 4 hours ago, and one of my subscribers commented that he just lost his life savings in this company, okay, investing in Bionano Genomics, and that is what we are going to be talking about in this video. The guy said he lost about 1.2 million US dollars. Okay, so we are going to be analyzing, we will analyze where he bought in at, where he sold at, and we are going to take a look at the first time that he commented on my channel, okay, because I have the history of when he started to comment. Even though I cannot prove if this is, true or false, I'm going to try to believe him from his comment, because I remember his very first comment about how many tens of thousands of shares of Bionano Genomics he had, and so we are going to take a look at his latest comment on why he sold. Okay, he sold and he took a massive loss, and according to him, he is about 60 or 61 years old man, and that is supposed to be his life savings. So the reason why I'm making this video is because we are all here to learn, and I always try to remind you guys that always do your own due diligence. Okay, that is literally my intro on almost all of my videos, and in the description I also always try to remind you guys that I am just here to educate you guys and share my own due diligence about this company, why I am super interested in this company, and so on and so forth. So now, the first time this guy commented, he goes by the name Joseph Gamino. That is his name. Okay, the first time he commented on my video, that was back almost a year ago. Okay, I believe over 12 months ago, and you guys can see right here, he said, I quote, the first comment he posted was that he had 85,000 shares of Bionano Genomics life savings at $13 US per share, okay, holding till $20 US. So he bought in at $13 US, and his target was $20 US, his price target. But then all of a sudden Bngo started to go down massively, okay, massively. And then he came back again 11 months ago, and he said, sorry, but couldn't take it, sold 50,000 shares out of my 116,000 shares at $11 US, holding since January, bought some fuel cell, I believe FCEL, been dropping ever since Joe Biden got in, means the great Trump economy. So according to him, the reason why the stock market started to go down back then was because of Joe Biden. Since he got in, according to him, the economy has been going down. So here he said he sold 50,000 shares out of the 116,000 shares, and at $11 US. So then 7 months ago he came in and said he's stuck in it since last year, and that he if you deduct 50,000 from 116,000, you're gonna have way less than, because right here he said he owns 90,000 shares. So I believe he bought back in again. He said 90,000 shares at $12 US, 64 years old, and can't lose life savings. Come on, already double, so I can get out. So he was still holding on, and while I was still making videos informing my viewers about the company, fundamental analysis, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, inflation was already getting out of hand, okay, because most of us we got rug pulled. We didn't expect Bionano Genomics to go down massively like that. Okay, I mean, I for one, I still have positions that are down massively, and So then he came back, 7 months ago. He said that. Then 7 months ago as well, he said adding more, own 96,000 shares. So from 90,000, he added 6,000 more shares, at $11 average. Can't sell too much of a loss buying on dip. So definitely he was not, setting stop loss. And had even he knows a little bit about technical analysis, he would at least, be getting out and getting back in, since he is here for the long run, okay, according to his comments. Now he continues, and then he came back the same 7 months ago, and then he said life savings invested at 64 years old 100,000 shares. So he added about 4,000 more shares, from 96,000 shares to 100,000 shares. And the average, of course, is was $11 all the way from $13, praying it goes back at least to $10. And I'm still going to check the price action of Bngo, where it was a year ago and 7 months ago. So he said it was a slap in the face to the stockholders. The CEO bought a mere 5,000 shares, unbelievable, and he's worth hundreds of millions. A drop in the bucket. So I mean, he had a good point right there. Okay, 5,000 shares, insiders were not really buying as most of us would expect them to buy. Perhaps that was also some kind of sign that we shouldn't go crazy, okay, buying shares of Bngo in the tens of thousands. Because I have a lot of friends with tens, over 25,000 shares of Bngo. Now he came back about 5 months ago, and he said I would have done the same thing. He still profited. So this was when I made a video about Mark sold 1 million shares of Bngo and got out about 5 months ago. Joseph said I would have done the same thing. He still profited. I own 120,000 shares. So Mark added 20,000 more shares, okay, to Bionano Genomics, all the way from 100,000 shares. Within 2 months he added 20,000 shares, and then he said the average is now at $10. From 11 he dropped his average to $10. And then he said I have got another year or two to go to get back to those levels. It's been an absolute waste of time. And then yeah, so according to him in this comment, his target was about 5 months ago. He still had a target of 1 or 2 more years to go. So now I'm still going to share my own opinion about if Joseph was supposed to have just held on to his shares, or if it was a good idea for him to sell. Just my own personal opinion, not professional opinion. So now Joseph came back 4 months ago and said wish I could sell, would lose well over 1 million. I have been stuck in for over 1 year, and I have 126,000 shares at an average down price from 13 down to $10. Life savings well over $1.3 million. Biggest mistake ever. Have to hope and pray it goes back to $10 one of these years. So that was his comment from 4 months ago, okay. And then 3 months ago he came back in. This was when Bionano Genomics CEO, okay, went to Cohen. You guys can see right here when he went to Cohen and discuss the progress of the company, okay. Then 3 months ago, that was 3 months ago, Joseph came back in and said I have now over 135,000 shares, okay. So from 126,000 he increased it within a month to 135,000 shares, and then average down to okay. So I believe he dropped the average below $10, perhaps 9 point something US. And then he said, a multi-business owner. I got caught up in a hype a year and a half ago and could not get out, without losing a lot of money. The CEO needs to let some other salesperson talk for the company. And then he continues to hype up the company. Sorry to say, Eric, but he's just boring and too scientific, not beneficial for sales or hyping up the company. That is a definite. So what he's trying to say is that Eric is not doing a perfect job. Eric is supposed to be hyping the company. Of course, most of us have our own opinion on that. Then 2 months ago Joseph came in and said, Dayo, I have been averaging down for the past year and a half from $13 to now average down price of $8. So that is now is that was his last average, okay, $8. he said he owned 160,000 shares. Okay, that is, all the way from 135,000 shares. He brought it up to 160,000 shares, more than 1.4 million dollars of retirement money. At 64 years old, got caught up in the hype and could not take that massive loss. So now I am just holding. Nothing else I can do. Any suggestion? Massive mistake. And the thing is, I don't give financial advice. If you guys notice, I have tried my best, not to give any comment. Okay, the only time I commented on him right here was when I said, of course, buying or selling is a personal decision that I don't oppose. So I try not to give advice on what anybody should do with their position. And also, Joseph is not a member of my channel where I could at least talk to him further on what is going on with his position of Bionano Genomics. I always try to encourage you guys, if you own more than 1,000 shares of BNGO, to become a member of the channel. It costs about 99 cents, okay, every month. It costs about 99 cents to become members of the channel, where I post on a daily basis technical analysis, to try and inform members if the price was going down, if the price was, going higher. I try to inform you guys ahead of any move, okay, and so that you guys can at least add that to your due diligence and make a calculated decision, okay. So 2 months ago, Joseph came in and he said he owns about 160,000 shares. And then about a month ago, he said, hey Dayo, been averaged down ever since last day. I now have 175,000 shares. Oh my god, 1 month ago. From 13 US dollars to now average of 7 US dollars. Have no other choice but to put all my savings in it to get out. Bought on the hype in 2020 and got stuck on lesson learned with life savings at 64 years old. And I know many people in it at those levels, 10 to 12 US dollars, and can't get out. Way too much of a loss. So what I said to him was, you are not alone. I have some positions above 10 US dollars as well. I try to share my opinion as often as possible on the channel. The market sentiment is very negative, and at the moment you should consider becoming a member of the channel, because I share macro/microeconomic data and more info about Bionano Genomics with channel members, and also technical analysis of next moves. I wish you all the best, Dayo. So that was my comments to him, okay, that he should consider becoming a member of the channel. That was 1 month ago. And then so look at that. So 1 month ago as well, he came in and said, oh my gosh, this is horrible. I have my life savings in this stock at 64 years old, $13 dollar cost average down to 8, 175,000 shares, missing out on major opportunities of investing in great companies at these low prices. Major life-changing lesson learned. CEO needs to be replaced. That was 1 month ago. So he was calling for Eric to be replaced as the CEO of the company. And so that was when I made this video about BNGO insider activities, good or bad. That was I believe the video whereby Eric reduced shares of the company. He sold some shares, okay, and then some people say he was trying to pay bills or something like that. So let me see, I posted some comments. So I said while it's not a good news that they are selling, it's still too early to call it a bad news. Like the Punisher suggested, I think I wanted, okay, the Punisher, somebody commented, the Punisher, okay, this person right here commented. So I said, like the Punisher suggested, we need to wait till Q4 to see the bigger picture. Still too early in my opinion. And then I said, good luck to every one of us. And then I also said, let me add that if you own 175,000 shares of this company, you definitely need to become a member of the channel, because you obviously need more information that I share here publicly, and so that I don't share here publicly. I think that's what I meant to write. So I said good luck to all of us. So, and still Joseph refused to become member of the channel, so I can't really prove if Joseph is if he truly had 175,000 shares or not, okay. So but I'm going to take his word for it that he, so yesterday I didn't post any video. Few hours ago I posted a video and I said BNGO stock analysis, where I just spoke about the first half of the year, how horrible it has been for investors, and how the S&P 500 is down about 20%, 21%, which means we are definitely in a bear market, even though the likes of Bionano Genomics has been going down for over 12 months now, going to 2 years now, guys. So Joseph came in and commented about 2 hours ago and said, I finally sold out and took the biggest loss, a massive loss of his life. He said he lost 1.2 million US dollars. So started out with 1.5 million US dollars, bought it at the hype of 13 US dollars at 100,000 shares and kept averaging down till around $3 and finally sold out at 1.5 US dollars. So really feel like calling or writing the CEO of BNGO and telling him how he has wiped out Joseph's life savings. According to Joseph, he said he's feeling like calling the CEO and telling him how the CEO has wiped out his life savings at 64 years old. And he said, I quote, I am sure there is plenty of others that are in this same situation. Totally life-changing, disastrous catastrophe for him and his family. He said, ever since knucklehead Biden got into office and told everyone he was going to be raising taxes and raising everything, the stock market crashed constantly. We sure missed a good Trump days when everything was being built back up and the country getting stronger. So that's the latest comments from Joseph. And what we're going to do is we are going to take a look at the price action of Bionano Genomics and see what has been going on with the company ever since Joseph started to buy. And also, what do you guys think? Do you think Joseph made a good decision to take the loss at this level? I mean, 1.2 million dollars loss is a massive loss. Okay, his average, according to what we have read so far, was around 8 US dollars, and the share price of BNGO closed on Friday around 1.34 US dollars, I believe. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think he made a good decision to sell everything, take a loss, or do you think he could have at least held on and wait, just like according to one of his comments, that he was going to hold it for at least 1 or 2 years, and that if this is life savings, I mean you could easily pass that number of shares to your children, siblings, or partner or something like that. And I mean, it's not a loss until you sell. Okay, according to experts, until you sell, it's not a loss, it's more or less like a drawdown. Now let's take a look at the price action of BNGO and see if Joseph made a perfect decision or not. I mean, just to guess. All right, guys, so this right here is the chart of Bionano Genomics. We're going to take a look at the chart and try to see when Joseph got in. Okay, he got in over a year ago, I believe, maybe about 14 months ago or so. So this is the daily candlestick of Bionano Genomics on Yahoo Finance, and a lot of things has happened since last year. Now, back when Joseph said he got in around 13 US dollars. Okay, and you can easily tell that 13 US dollars is somewhere in January or February last year. I believe February last year, somewhere around here, 13 US dollars. Pardon me, guys, Yahoo Finance is extremely slow lately. I don't know why. So 13 US dollars, then he brought his average down to around 8 US dollars. Okay, somewhere around here, 8 US dollars. That is where he brought his average down to. Okay, somewhere around here. Okay, now if we this is the price of BNGO right now. BNGO has literally been doing almost nothing. Okay, it's been doing nothing. Let's say we started January 2022 around 3 US dollars. Right now we are down, okay, over half. We are now trading, on Friday it closed at 1.34 US dollars. So do you guys really think BNGO could still get back at to $8 and above or not? Let me know in the comment section. But the thing is, if you take a look at the historic data of Bionano Genomics, I'm going to switch over to the weekly, okay, so that we can see things clearly. If you take a look at the history of BNGO, this is not the first time Bionano Genomics is coming down and going up massively. Now, some investors that got into this company back in 2019, for example, with an average around, more or less around $8, for example, they watched the share price of BNGO collapse to about 50 cents. Okay, they watched it collapse to about 50 cents, and then towards the ending of 2020, this is not even about the US government pumping money, the Fed pumping money, quantitative easing, and so on and so forth. It was just plain hype, and Bionano Genomics got caught up in that hype. Bionano Genomics shared a lot of bullish news, and that took the share price of BNGO to that all-time high around 16th of February to 15.60 US dollars, somewhere around there. I got into BNGO just before the massive rally started. Okay, I mean, I was so lucky I got in just before it started, around 50 cents. So the thing is, if you take a look at this chart, you can see that this is not the first time BNGO is coming lower like this for like 2 years. Okay, those that held on to their shares got out for sure, with possibly with some profit before this present sell-off that is presently going on started. Now, there is a possibility that until the economy pick up once again, because right now the inflation is massive, that is another news entirely, until everything the economy, recession, inflation, everything gets back to normal, this could take a while. Okay, maybe one year, maybe 1.5 years, maybe we are going to see something like this again, and which is going to last till the middle of next year, for example. Until then, I mean, there is still hope that BNGO can rally once again, because most of us, we still have our price targets way above all these levels. Okay, and I mean, look at that, we could easily still get back to that level. So do you guys think, I mean, is this the perfect place to sell? I mean, normally experts would say that you sell high, you buy low. Okay, of course, some of us got into this around this level, and I always try to advise my channel members that even if you want to go all in, never go all in at once. Try to get in little by little. Okay, it's always the best idea. If you have that massive amount of money, you should know not to get in at once. Okay, if you have millions of US dollars, you want to be buying it at least maybe every week, maybe every month. You want to be buying it little by little. Don't go all in at once. Okay, you could be buying at least maybe 1,000 shares every day. Okay, if you have that massive amount of money that you could buy 175,000 shares, you could as well be buying it like every day. You are buying 1,000 shares of the company, then you will get to see what is going on with the company. Okay, of course, we always want to make a lot of money as quick as possible, and that is just a normal human thing to do. Okay, so let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. I think this video is long enough. See you guys in the next one. I remain your boy Dayo. This is Frunkla. Ciao, ciao.